A lot of Tom MacDonald fans have been really upset with me. They've been in my comment section saying that I got my information wrong and that I don't know anything. Even said some more extreme, nasty things to me. And I'm not making this up when I say this. Racist stuff. They're like, this crazy. Why do my skin color had to get brought up? Right? You just a hood black. Bleep stuff that I don't want to get my video demonetized with. It's like, damn, bro. Like, for real? Because I gave my opinion. And it made me really think. I did some deep thinking. And I just want to tell y'all from the bottom of my soul, from the bottom of my heart, kiss my ass. No, for real. Kiss my black ass. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Never gave a damn. I'm just being honest. Right? I've told you guys from day one. I was a Tom MacDonald fan. Then I seen that it was all an act. That he didn't actually stand on any principles. That he's just a fraud. And it's what it is. And now, no, I don't really like his music at all. It's propaganda. Much of fake tomfoolery. And then don't get me started on Nova. Don't get me started on Nova. Rockefeller. Real suspect. And he was signed to Def Jam. To the industry, and nobody knew you. How, why, to do what. Then Tom MacDonald saying a song. He had industry on his phone. He get whatever he want. Oh. You fancy. You getting money. Did you know that he was giving me money? That's all that matters, right? In his eyes. Right? And there's some fans that would say that I'm envious or jealous of what? I don't want to sell my soul. I'm not Tom MacDonald. I'm not Jelly Roll. What would I be envious of? I thought y'all were Christian. Ain't that what Tom MacDonald was doing when he was pumping fake Christian stuff to sell records? So, no lessons of envy, King and Abel, none of that stuff. Your first thought is to try to put that on someone. Maybe you envy me. Who knows? Maybe that's a possibility. Because I refuse to sell my soul, because I'm not afraid to say whatever I want, which is the truth. My honest opinion. I'm not trying to bow down and make your master, which is Tom, your daddy, proud. You say all these crazy things about all these different types of people, the hate that he just spews for certain communities, just to do the same thing that he says that he doesn't like from them. That's stupid, and it's just dumb, and it's ignorant. I think Tom MacDonald is a fraud. I know that. You know it too. But because someone's telling you what you want to hear, you don't care. Even though it's the same thing over and over and over again. And over. So what you think down in the comment section. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I thought it was funny. And I know people are going to tell me what they think in the comment section and hate me and say a bunch of nasty things. Part of the game. I can take criticism. Tom MacDonald cannot. Is what it is. Hit the like button, sign up for memberships. If you want to watch me live stream and talk about topics, go subscribe to my Industry Exposed Clips channel. Adam Calhoun's punk. That's what we calling him, aka the head bagger. Yo, this dude is a clown. He just, for some weird reason, hates Upchurch. Right? But the mask slits. It was probably that the palm that might have connected recently. We're not talking about that. Check out my previous videos. People asking me to do a documentary about it. That's funny. But his mask slipped, and he revealed why Adam Calhoun, him, all the other losers from the Vogue gallery, why they have been going after Upchurch. Let's check this out, fam. Take a look at this. Yeah, I said, look at this. This is a clip, man. Hold up. If I see one comment, I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no more clips. Because I know I'm about to get a strike. I see about to happen. And take a look at it. We'll talk about it.
She can understand why people call Creek Squad a cult. And anybody who had anything to dealings with Creek Squad knows exactly what she's talking about. I can attest to it. Because when they come into your comment section, they can say some most of the foul, disgusting things towards you without even knowing who you are or the whole situation. All because they ride for this guy right here. And there's nothing wrong with that. He has a very loyal fan base. And that's mad respect. And I've said it numerous times. If you're going to hate on somebody without even knowing them, that is straight crazy to me. And for some of the things that people say in the comments from Creek Squad is mind-boggling. But it is what it is. But Skylar, this young lady right here, she even breaks it down even more and talks about how Ryan begged Billy to work for him, so he quit his job, so he could be more around her and the baby and be there for Ryan, and how Ryan pushed the house onto him that they live in and the infamous Hellcat, the purple one that Billy owns, to include Robert Deardorff, which is Upchurch's friend of 20 years. She goes into great detail about Deardorff and her husband Billy, which is Ryan's cousin, and how the fan base has been attacking them, saying that they're poor, they're dead broke, they don't deserve any of the stuff that they got, and I can't believe that you've been talking all this smack on him after everything he's done for you. Y'all know the deal. Anybody who had any dealings with him know exactly what she is talking about. And like I said, I can attest to it. So Miss Skylar, if you see this video, I know exactly what you're going through. And quite frankly, it is mind-boggling how they ride or die for this guy right here. And like I said, no hate towards them. They're just being the fans. But some of them go way overboard. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure I'll even get some hateful comments on this video. Like I always get. Because they'll say, you can't do a video without talking about Ryan Upchurch. Well, Ryan Upchurch has to do a video every day on IG and talks about everybody. So, we're just throwing it back at him to show what it's like to be talked about in not such a positive way all the time. And that's the whole purpose of this.
As you see, a bunch of grown men, grown-ass men, sitting there crying about Upchurch having opinions. You hurt our feelings, so now we're gonna go after you so you can know what it feels like. This nigga is sassy as hell. This is a grown man that was in the military admitting to going after Upchurch just so he could know what it feels like to have someone say bad things about you. He literally ends with, that was the purpose of why we're doing this. And he said we. Not as in him, just by himself. As in him, Adam Calhoun, all these little bottom of the barrel wannabe content creators who say the most disgusting, foul things, not just about Upchurch, but anyone who supports Upchurch. They go after you hard, right? Is to try to break you mentally so you don't do videos supporting Upchurch. It's to scare you off. These disgusting, I don't even want to call them trolls, because what they do is below that, demonic ass losers are trying to intimidate Upchurch because he gave an opinion. Trash. But you know what the crazy part is? That I've been saying this since day one. Oh yeah, since day one. Uno. It's really crazy, bro. People called me crazy. People then harassed me. He told me some Creek Squad be mean in your comment sections. His moderators and fans doxed me multiple times, put my personal information out, lie on me, slander me, harass me on a regular basis just because I keep it real and let people know Upchurch is a real one. He's not like these fake losers. But he's sitting here crying. No, people gave their opinions on me in the comment section. Upchurch is mean. Pull your skirt down. Your thong showing. Showing. It's showing, girl. You look a mess. That's it. You gotta talk to him in his language. Hold on me. Oh, no, you didn't. He got a whole show talk about spilling tea. What are we doing, Wendy Williams? I'm just saying. This nigga's the inquirer. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video as well. Sign up for channel memberships. It really helps out a lot and gives you early access to videos and also bonus videos that you won't get publicly. Gotta go and sign up for memberships. It's a nasty world we in. Also, guys, if you want to check me out live streaming, go and subscribe to my second channel, Industry Exposed Clips. I almost said a different channel name. Go and check that out. So apparently, Ryan Upchurch's cousin, his wife decided to come out and speak against Ryan Upchurch. Say a whole bunch of foolishness and nasty things. This is a damn shame. Let's check this out, man, and I'm going to speak about it. Yeah, clip is about to play. I see one comment. Tell me some damn clips. There ain't going to be no more clips for real, alright? Nigga, just be happy. I have one. Watch me get a strike for this. I'm setting myself up. I already know. Play the clip of this person's wife having so much to say about Ryan Upchurch. Nasty work. Definitely crazy work for sure.
Another episode. This one is going to be different than the usual episodes that we do. I say it's going to be different. I don't know that it necessarily will be different, but it's going to be more serious than our typical episodes that we do. For those of you that have been keeping up with some recent events in the last few weeks, last month or so, you know that there's things going on and some things that are being said and have been said. And this episode, I am going to take the time to speak my piece, and then I'm going to let it die because I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of seeing it, and I would just like to get it out and let it be known, and then be done with it because I don't know. I'm just irritated with the whole situation. I think it's pretty fucking stupid, and my eyes have been open to a lot in the last few weeks, not just with said person we're going to talk about, but just in general. And so I think I'm going to talk my shit. So But to start, I guess, for those of you that don't know, Billy and Robert no longer work for Ryan. Robert quit. Billy was fired. Billy did not know he was fired. He just kind of got told when he just didn't get a paycheck in his bank account. And he reached out to the accountant and he was like, hey, where's my money? They didn't answer. So he reached out to B, which is Ryan's manager, and asked him if he could reach out to the accountant for him. And he said, hey, you were taken off payroll. And Billy was like, well, when did that happen? Because I didn't know that. And B was like, Ryan told me on May the 15th to take you off of payroll. So Billy was like, okay, cool. So Billy messaged Ryan, said, hey, I'm bringing your stuff back. I didn't realize it was fired, but whatever. And Ryan kind of played stupid, said that he didn't know he was fired. And Billy was like, well, that's what B-Loose told me. And he's like, well, I guess B-Loose did that because I didn't know. That was a lie. Ryan is the one that issued that issue. And that is why Billy got fired. And then he proceeded to post messages on the internet, making Billy look like he's a money beggar and that he wanted money and this, that, and the other. And he's not. And he failed to put his text messages before that, where Billy asked if he would Cash App him. Ryan told him, I will send you money if you need it. And Billy said, yeah, that'll be fine. Can you Cash App me and I'll pay you back? And it took him 5 days to send that money. And it was only a quarter of his paycheck, which he did not make much working with him. He made less than what you would probably make at Walmart TLE. And yeah, so that kind of fucked us a little bit because that's his employer. And he failed to let him know that he was fired. And we have bills to pay and things to pay for. And we had a trip planned and things like that, which we still did go on our trip. And it was awesome. We had a great time. We had to deal with this bullshit the whole time that we were down there because it was a whole clusterfuck. And yeah, so that's kind of like the gist of what started that. And with that being said, Ryan posted those messages because Billy messaged a certain individual and said that he felt like, Ryan was tweaking out basically, in other words than that, but that was the gist. And said person immediately sent it to Ryan and Ryan posted it. And, if that person felt in their heart that that is what they needed to do to be a better person or to be a good friend, whatever you want to call it, then hey, you do what you need to do if it helps you sleep better at night. I have heard Ryan, Billy, Robert, and anybody else that has hung out around him in certain situations have heard Ryan dog this said individual. I mean, dog this motherfucker. But I never said anything because it wasn't my business, and I'm not the type that gets in between friends' drama. I just don't do that. The only time I insert myself is when it has to do with my family or my husband. And, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Not everybody is your friend, and not everybody you talk to is, not a snitch, I guess. I don't really know what other word to use because that's exactly what that was snitching somebody right the fuck out. Someone that has been to my house, that has ate my food. I've cooked for them only once, so I'm not going to make it sound like they were over there all the time. They have been on vacation with my husband. They have, hung out with my husband multiple times, and we have had conversations, and I was under the impression that we were friends, but friends do not do that to their other friends. And friends also don't insert themselves into family drama when it has nothing to do with them. So that's my opinion on that, and y'all can take that how you will. The thing is that when those messages got posted, it was just shit talk. Yeah. Mainly from not just Ryan, but everybody. Literally everybody on there just calling him names and saying he was begging for money and this, that, and the other, because of course Ryan left out the main part of the text because that's what he does to everybody. And what happened from that was that caused Billy to go over there, and he was like, hey, we're going to talk. You're going to meet me at your gate. We're going to talk because what the fuck do you think you're doing? If you want to talk shit, you're going to talk it to my face. He's like, because you're not about to do this internet shit with me. Because he knows. He's always been upfront with Billy. He's always, if he ever had an issue or if he ever needed somebody, he would just call him. Or he'd be like, hey, come over and let's talk. And he didn't do that this time. So Billy went over there, and of course when he went over there, it was a whole different fucking ballgame. He acted clueless. He acted like, oh, that's not what I meant, and oh, I wasn't trying to do this, and oh, blah, 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 blah. I said some things to him, I'm not going to lie. We had some words. Of course, he told Billy that things were fine and that me and him were cool. We're not cool. I would just like to throw that out there because once you disrespect my husband, you disrespect me, and it's done deal from there. And obviously, we're not cool because he blocked me on everything. He blocked the pod. I didn't even know he fucking knew about the pod, but he blocked the pod. So at this point, I mean, I have nothing for you. You put my family in a bind that we didn't have to be, and for that, I have nothing else to say regarding that. I have nothing else to put into perspective because the situation at hand was super shitty, and that's how I feel about it.
It's like,
and you will go through our videos. If you go through our videos and see where we have talked about like the events that happened with like the big get together in Nashville with all these things, and we were talking about how like Creek Squad rides for him and things like that, and that's fine.
yeah.
However, being on the opposite side now where people are like sending me death threats and talking shit to me and talking shit to Billy and talking
It's
shit
not
to
a good
Robert.
look.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, it's
and
not.
now I understand why people think Creek Squad is a cult. People like certain situations that have come about where these people that ride for him or whatever are like, oh yeah, like for example, his mom, you know, because him and his mom are fine again. They're talking. She's over hanging out at his house, shit, whatever. And a lot of people before that were like, oh, fuck your mom. I can't believe her. She's a lying piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Now that Ryan's rekindled, it's, oh, everybody did her so dirty. They did her so dirty. I can't believe people lied about her. This, that, the other. Like, where was that fucking energy whenever you were shit-talking her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're all up in
It's
my
very
comments
flip-floppy.
talking about, oh, yeah, well, yeah, I can't believe she did that to Ryan. That's so sad. But then you're like, in his comments now that they're rekindled, like, oh, my God, we missed you so much, Miss Patty. Ah. And it's like, that is so fucking fake. And she's always been one that she stays on the internet. She won't get off of it. And that's kind of the same thing with Ryan. You know, Ryan needs a break from the internet. Ryan needs to throw his phone in the fucking trash can. And see, that's my thing is like, I think that some people forget that the internet is not a real place.
Mm-hmm.
And they get so wrapped up in the lives of people that they don't know. And then because they have been following people for however long they follow them or whatever, they just believe anything they put on the internet, and they believe that they actually know Ryan, they actually know us, that they like know everything that goes down, and like you only know what you see on social media.
Yeah.
You do not know anything that goes on behind closed doors. Someone on the internet can act completely fine or whatever and like act like their life is just perfect and that they never have any issues, but behind closed doors you don't know. They could be fucking losing their shit and fucking busting holes in their walls and beating the fuck out of their old lady. I mean, like, there's so many things that like people just wouldn't know. And I'm not saying that these are things that happen. I'm just giving examples. Like, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know. So you don't need to sit on the internet and like act like you know everything that's going on if you have never met any of us or any of these people in person, because you don't know. Like, yes, what I put on social media is what I want you to know. There's stuff about me that I don't put on social media, and that's because that's shit that I don't care for anyone else to know. You know, if you know me in person, you know these things, but if you don't know me, then it's none of your business.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fucking crazy. And yeah, back to my point is now I see why people think that Creek Squad is a cult. Like, there's, and I'm not saying that Creek Squad is a cult. I'm just saying that the way that it's been described in the past, like, yes, that's exactly what it looks like. Because, like, you ride so hard for somebody, which is fine. Ride hard for people. But why ride hard for someone you've never met? And even if you have met him, it probably was all of 3 seconds. You got a picture with him, and he was like, oh, have a good day, what, blah, blah, whatever. Or you saw him sweating, singing on stage, running around stage. You've never sat in a room with him and had a conversation with him. Majority of you, 90% of you. You probably will never do that. So, I mean, riding for him that hard is just insane to me. Like, just because he tells you he doesn't like somebody, or just because he tells you to do a certain thing doesn't mean you have to do it. Be your own person. Form your own opinions and do your own thing. You don't have to listen to anybody. And people seem to forget that. Like, people get on my ass all the time and have gotten on Billy's ass and Robert's ass and things like that for, like, associating with certain people because, oh, well, Ryan doesn't like him and he did all this stuff for you, so you would think you'd give him a little respect. Like, no. Like, he's not my dad. He's not God. I can do what I want to do. I am my own person. If I don't like you, it's because I got that impression from you that I don't like you or you did something to me. If you have never done anything to me, we don't have beef. There is nothing there for that. And that's tea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. Speak on that, because I feel like people are probably going to be like, oh, well, you're on the internet and you're talking about it and blah, blah, blah. Well, that being said, it has been attempted multiple times to have conversations in person. I don't really care to go out of my way to have a conversation in person because I'm not even going to try because you're not going to let me in the gate anyway. But for everybody else has tried to have in-person conversations and everybody's getting like shooed away at the gate or like not answered or ignored by phone calls and texts and things. Like, you can only try so long before you're just like, okay, fuck it, I'm not trying anymore. Like, I have no want to try to help you. I have no want to try to talk to you. Like, you're not listening to me. I don't know what else to do to get through to you. So,
yep.
I don't get why people push people away that are closest to them and then let people in that have done them like so wrong and so dirty. And I don't know. I think the situation is just sad. Like I said, when I posted a story a few weeks ago, just basically like saying that, that nobody knows us on the internet, nobody knows us off social media, and that all the friends that have been pushed out, the band, the crew, Billy, Robert, we're all just like sad for him because like we're mourning and grieving over someone that's alive. And we shouldn't have to do that. Like, you pushed out someone who's been in your life your entire life and your best friend of 20 years for what? Because you think they're out to get you? They've done everything for you. They've worked their ass off. They've built your sets. They've gone with you on tour when they didn't want to go on tour. They've helped you redo things in your house when you let them. But, given the last few years, he was very hard to get a hold of. They could never, do anything. And when he wanted them to do stuff, he wanted them to pay out of their pocket and him pay them back later. And they didn't have money like that. So things didn't get done because Ryan was never awake. Or when he was awake, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And they're not up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think this shit is wild. And there's a lot that like people don't know that don't get said. And probably has to do with the fact that a lot of them signed NDAs. I didn't. But I never got told I had to sign one. I never got asked to sign one. I was never over there enough. I don't feel like that I had to sign one. So, whatever. But, yeah, your brother, Robert, every famous person that's been over there has signed an NDA. Hell, Daniel said that he signed an NDA and he just went over there like once or twice to ride 4-wheelers. So I've never had to sign one unless somebody forged my signature, I've never signed one. So, but I'm also not the type of person that's just going to get on here and air somebody's business out. I'm not that type of person. I could say a lot of things, but I won't. And that's kind of where I'm at. And, like Billy could say a lot of things, but he won't because why would he? What's the point in that? We're not trying to make anybody look bad. And even though, he's trying to make Billy look bad and he's trying to make Robert look bad and say all this shit about them, like at the end of the day, that's not the point here. Like, he's not the same. He's just not the same person he used to be. He needs therapy.
I feel like,
and that's not even me being mean because, and you can ask anybody that was there. It was me, him, B-Loose, Billy, Robert, Bethany, and maybe one other person. Then like, within the week that he found out that his mom like took all that money from him and stuff. And we were like talking about things that we were going to do. We were talking about what was going on, trying to help Ryan like figure out what he was going to do. And B made a comment that he felt like Ryan, after everything was said and done, was going to have to go to therapy because he was going to be so fucked up because that's his mom at the end of the day. And, you know, with everything he had been through and then like family shit, he was like, you know, hell, we may all need therapy after this because this is just a fucked up situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, when I say he needs therapy, that's not me being mean or being a bitch or whatever. That we literally all had that conversation in that room that night that we would potentially need therapy after everything. I say we. I could use a good therapy session, but that had no affiliation with me because at that point I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But then, you know, like I said, we'll get into that in just a minute because I have a whole section listed. I had to make notes because I want to get into some of the comments that I've been getting. And I didn't want to like veer too far from what I was talking about. So I have a list of things I kind of am going to go over, but we can start actually by reading this DM that I received.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty shitty. And this is not the worst. I'm not going to read you the things that I have received. I will read you this one, though, because I just want you to see how hard Creek Squad rides, apparently. So let me just find it here, because I know it's in here somewhere. Okay, so I received a message on my birthday of all days, go fucking figure. And it said, it was a reply to a post that I had made that was basically, you know, just saying that thank you to the ones that have been supportive in our situation. We appreciate you and the kind words, and that as long as I have my family, it doesn't matter if anybody follows me, blah, blah, blah. And this individual said, he has to work now. No more living off of Ryan, you fucking loser. You need to step back and take a long, hard look at what has transpired the last few years. Everyone wants Ryan for something until he stands up for himself and calls you motherfuckers out on your bullshit. Y'all are too much. The bullshit Ryan has to go through and his own family does this shit. You would have nothing if it wasn't for him. Imagine saying all this shit in the house he paid for, driving the vehicles he bought for you. Fuck you and your broke ass husband. Get to podcasting. You got bills to pay for, dumb bitch. Okay. So, yeah, so if that is what you call riding for somebody, then hey, you do what you need to do. That's embarrassing. And like, the way that she was talking to me was like she was fucking him.
Yeah, that's not.
My literal response was, did you follow me just to say that to me? Thank you, it's my birthday. And then she was like, nah, you're broke. You want me to cash app you? And I almost gave her my cash app, but
I would have.
I mean, fuck it. You want to send me money? Hell yeah, here you go. Here it is.
That's crazy.
Did you think I'm so broke? And this is my favorite thing, is people seem to forget that we had our life together, and we still don't have it together, but we had it semi together before Ryan had Billy work for him and gave us a house and gave Billy his car and all the things. He begged him to quit. And that's the only reason that Billy did, because he wanted to be more available for me and he wanted to just not do what he was doing, which it worked out in his favor at the time because the job he was working at, after he started working for Ryan, they got shut down like 2 months later. So everybody got laid off and lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And he was not one of those people because he had already quit. So, but I mean, yeah, Billy had a full-time job, which it was a full-time job working for Ryan too, but it was more so like an on-call job. So like when Ryan needed them, he'd call and they'd go work. So if Ryan didn't need them, he didn't call. So when he's like, oh, well, they didn't do shit for me, you never called and asked them to do anything. And when you did call and ask them to do something and they tried to come, you were not there and wouldn't let them in, or you were asleep and didn't want to be bothered, or they would like ask you if you wanted them to go ahead and come and you'd scream at them and tell them to leave. So it's kind of hard to work for somebody like that. But anyway, we had vehicles. We had a house that we were paying rent and a light bill and a water bill and Wi-Fi and groceries and gas to get back and forth. And, you know, like we had all these things before Ryan. So when Ryan gave Billy the Hellcat, it wasn't a, here, man, you don't have anything else to drive. Let me give you this. It was a, hey, thank you for going with me on tour. Let's all get Hellcats. Pick one. So Billy picks one out. It was like $30,000. Ryan was like, no, pick a different one. Billy was like, wow, that's the one I want. He's like, no, I want you to get an expensive one. So that's how Billy ended up with the purple Hellcat. Same with Robert. He told Robert he wanted them to spend at least like $50,000 on their Hellcats. So that's how Robert ended up with his. Okay. Then the house. Robert was there a lot longer than we were. They were going around looking at properties, trying to make investments. So that way Ryan could make money on the side along with his career and all the things. So they were going and looking at properties and trying to see what they could flip and sell or flip and rent or whatever. And they found the one that they found, and he was like, I want this one, but I want you to live here. And basically begged Robert to live there. He didn't want to leave his trailer, but he agreed and he went there. And then he was there for a little while, and then, you know, Ryan finished building the house that we're in, and that was about the time that they found out that Patty was stealing all that shit, and he wanted to go back to the ranch. So he kicked her out and he went back to the ranch. And then when he did that, he, before that, was very much like all the time talking about how he wanted to buy Billy a house. And Billy told him no multiple times. He'd send him a house and he'd be like, I want to buy this for you. And Billy's like, no. And then one day he just told Billy, he was like, hey, I bought you a house. And Billy was like, okay. And he turned the camera around and it was the house that he built. And Billy was like, dude, I can't take that from you. You just built that house. And he's like, doesn't matter. I want you to live here. I'm going home. And that was that. That's how we ended up with the house. But in the end, if you think about it, gifting a house gives you a ginormous tax break. And with as much money as he makes, he needs that. Mm-hmm. Because if not, he's going to owe in a fuck ton of money. Mm-hmm. Same with gifting cars. When you buy somebody a car or you gift somebody a car, huge tax break. Gifting to charity, huge tax break. So in the end, yes, he was doing it because they deserved it, but it saves his ass on taxes. So I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
But that's like people's number one thing is they're like, oh, y'all are all talking shit and he gave you this and he gave you that. So just sign him the cars over. The cars were never in his name. The cars were in Billy and Robert's name. They never saw Ryan's name ever. Oh, well, sign the house over. Sign it back over to him. The house was never in Ryan's name. It was in Blue Moon's name. That's the tea. It is what it is. And people were just like, oh, that's crazy work for you to talk shit while you live in his house. It's not his house.
Yeah.
It's our fucking house. It was never, your name was never attached to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, let me rephrase that. It was Blue Moon, which used to be affiliated with Ryan, but it never was like flat out Ryan. Mm. So, and a lot of people are mad that Billy sold the car. And they were like, oh, you're so broke, you have to sell the car. Oh, blah, blah. Oh, you're using for his money. And it's like, no, we sold that because, number one, he'd been talking about selling it anyway. He wanted to get a truck because at the end of the day, it's a sports car. And it looks nice and it goes fast, and that is it. You can't drive it in the snow. You can't pull anything with it. You can't fit a baby back there. So we needed a vehicle that was sufficient for him to be able to carry Sage around. And so we'd been talking about that for forever. And then this all kind of happened. We were in a bind and we were worried about bills. So he sold it. And that was that. And we got caught up and now we're fine. But same with the house. The house is a 1-bedroom house. It's ginormous. It's beautiful, but it's a 1-bedroom house. It is not suitable for a family. We had to make Sage's room. Sage is a makeshift room because it was an office. She didn't even have a closet. I had to make her closet out of a bookshelf. So that house is a 1-bedroom house. And we want more kids. We want a decent sized family. We can't put another kid in that house. Where are they going to stay? Because I'm sorry, but I'm not bunking up in a room with my kid if I don't have to. And, Sage sleeps in our room right now, and that's fine. But as they get older and they're 5, 6, 7 years old, we're not going to bunk up if we don't have to. So we've been talking about selling our house. We've been talking about trying to find a place that has 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, because we want extra rooms for extra kids. And that's nobody's fucking business. But since everybody wants to throw a tissy about it and act like we are just these horrible people because he gave us something, I would like to also inform you that he gave us permission to sell the house. When everything originally went down with Billy last year, he came to my house and he sat down with us and he told Billy, if you want to move out of this house, you can do that. Sell it. He was like, I want you to be comfortable wherever you are. So if that means you want to sell this house and stay in this county, or you want to sell this house and go wherever the hell you want to go, he said, sell this house and that is fine. So before people come in sideways and try to say that we're just doing this out from underneath him, no, he is completely aware. He also was aware that Billy sold the Hellcat. So it was not a surprise.
This is nasty work. Upchurch is getting your cars, paying for your house. You won't give it back. You hate him so much, you gonna talk all that crap on his name. You ain't gonna give it back. So it's my house. You didn't pay for it though. You ungrateful. Right? Like I'm telling you, I can understand why Upchurch don't want to mess with none of these fools. All the things he do for you, you contribute none. The way she made that sound, like, oh, well, he was expecting that free money. Say he called, like, hey, where's my free money? And they had the nerve to not have answers for us. What? What do you do besides cry about Upchurch? Like, and I don't like to try to go after creators, but your podcast ain't like really busting like that. Right? I don't think your podcast is really shining, especially when you're clout chasing the way you do. People talk crap about Upchurch and they share this in order to try to go after Upchurch. You all in the comment section. Thank you for the shout out. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for loser mentality and behavior. And this is someone who's the wife of someone who's related to Upchurch. Disgusting. I'm telling you, fam. I don't know if they ever will work it out and have some form of relationship. Me personally, I wouldn't at all. Especially with this dude, silly, whatever his name is. Her husband, the person that's got his wife out here doing all the talking for him. Talking crap about Upchurch and then taking no accountability and blaming someone else, like, oh, you leaked it. Why'd you leak me being rude and nasty and ungrateful? That's insane to me. Her sitting there and acting like her husband did nothing wrong. Like, well, yeah, we all talk crap about each other. No, maybe it's just you and your team, your family over there. Maybe that's the thing. I don't do that. Whatever I say, and like behind the scenes, is something else I've said to someone's face for sure. If anything, just 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, there ain't no behind the scenes. I've already said it to them directly. You got a problem with somebody, you address it with them. You over here just being nasty. It's definitely nasty work. Nasty work and crazy work. She's sitting there talking about something. Well, someone snitched on him. If someone snitched on you, that means you was doing something wrong. Take accountability for doing something wrong. You putting blame on Upchurch. It's almost like you got all these secrets that you about to drop. You just trying to promote your trash ass podcast, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Am I gonna check it out? No. You probably gonna talk crap about me on it now if you run across the video. I don't care. I'll be surprised if you didn't already, especially with who you're choosing to affiliate with and kiss ass to, just so you could get some form of clout. It just shows that you're just a user, a nasty loser user, and you're not willing to put in the work on your own. You got the nerve to sell houses, or you say you keep houses or sell the car. That's so disgusting and ungrateful, bro. To me, it's mine. Well, good luck. Good luck taking care of things, because we can see, as she admitted multiple times, you weren't able to take care of things on your own. You had to sell things to pay bills, which, part of the struggle. So don't be sitting here acting like you know it all, you're better than anybody, I got all these secrets. You ain't got nothing. You're bitter. And everything that you probably gonna say is just blatant lies. The fact that people are trying to like pump this person, like, look how Upchurch was so mean to this person. Don't they deserve to be taken care of? A bunch of grown adults, don't they deserve to be taken care of? It's stupid and it's idiotic, but that's just my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comments section. Hit the like button, share the video, sign up for memberships as well if you're able to. It helps out the channel a lot. Also check out my clip channel or the channels I have on my homepage pretty much.